Hello and welcome, my friends. This is Ghostlight RPGs. We are going to be playing through Moonshae Isles Rising Shadows. This special session is brought to you by Baldman Games and produced here at Ghostlight RPGs. We're so happy to be supporting Jasper's Game Day for this special charity series. In this series, we are playing through kind of a curated version of the storyline, which is involved with the Adventurers League program. And you'll be seeing some wonderful special guests who are with us tonight. I will be in the background, so hopefully the technical issues will cease this instant, and we'll be able to get through a great stream. Just a little bit about Jasper's Game Day. They are a charity who are supporting suicide prevention and awareness, and so it's a great cause. We're really happy to be working with them and raising money for this awesome cause. So if you can, please give generously. There are a few little incentives that you'll see on our Tiltify page where you can influence the game in small, controlled ways. So thank you so much for being here. I am going to quickly give us a content warning. Tonight's adventure does include a bit of what we would call fantasy madness. So it's not meant to represent mental illness, but rather someone who has gone through something, that is beyond normal human realistic experience, and their mind has become affected by the magic and shadow of this fantasy world. So that's a content warning. If that creates any concern for you, please take care of yourself. We are using safety tools, and we don't intend for this stream to be gratuitous or excessively dark, so that's our hope. Well, if I didn't already say my name, I'm Graham Ward. My pronouns are he, him. And I will now pass the intro on to our guests in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Janine Hempy. I'm your Dungeon Master tonight. My pronouns are she and her, and let's go ahead and introduce our players. Enrique?
Hi, everybody. I'm Enrique Bertran, NewbieDM on Twitter, and very happy to be here. Thank you. And I'll pass it on to Ginny.
All right, I'm Ginny Loveday. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm at Ginny Loveday on all the platforms. Let's take it to Collette.
Hi, folks. I'm Collette. I use they or she pronouns. One of the players. You can also find me at Collette Quach, which is my first name and last name, on Twitter. And I pass it on to Kris.
Hello, I'm Kris. I use she, they pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at Kiss of Hemlock. And that leaves Teos.
Hello, I'm Teos Abadia. I use he, him, and you can find me at alphastream.org. I'm so happy to be here. Back to you, Janine.
All right. Now we are ready to begin tonight's session of Rising Shadows. All right, guys, tonight we are playing GRIM VIEW of Farview. Farview is a small village. It's on the Isle of Moray, and all of you are on Moray for different reasons. But you are united in a cause because lots and lots of bad things have been happening lately, and each one of you feels personally motivated to do something about it. About maybe 3 weeks or a month ago, there was an expedition that was led by Seren Nilo, and she took her group to follow clues and try to find the source of the darkness, the dark mist, the terrible shadow that's been affecting the island. Her expedition did not come back, and the adventurers like yourselves have been sent out to find what happened to the expedition. They've been following clues, Those clues led them into the moors, they led them underground, they led them to the marshes, and now those clues lead you to this small village of Farview. This is the last known place that any of the members of the expedition have gone. There are 2 members who are yet unaccounted for, the leader, Saren, and an archdruid of the Isle of Moray named Lineth. So with the 2, I see some recognition.
I know her.
So let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what might be motivating our party to follow these 2 adventurers who are lost. And you want to start that off, Ginny, and introduce your character and why they are interested in taking on this mission.
I am playing Mist the Most Devout. I am a kobold twilight cleric, worshiper of Mistra, and I was adopted as an infant, found abandoned on the side of the road by a kindly cleric who took me in. And we've been, Mist and the mouse in their pocket, been going around the Moonshae Isles, trying to figure out what's up with the magic here. And once we got here, there was a lot of weird stuff going on. So I've been going about some completely legitimate business, and trying to figure out what's up. So last week I met Lineth, and now I've heard she's missing, and I liked her. So, I'm gonna go find her.
Yeah, so it's been about a month since the last time you saw Lineth. And so this is really disturbing to find out that she's gone on to an important mission and that she hasn't come back.
She's very nice. I can't just let her disappear again.
Pretty important person. The other person who's missing is Saren Nilo. And she is an elf that perhaps another one of our characters has a connection to, perhaps by reputation. Kris, do you want to go ahead and introduce Edwina?
Sure, yeah. Edwina is a squire and a knight hopeful. Saren is one of my people, so this is the perfect opportunity for me to show everyone, despite the fact that I'm significantly taller, that I'm actually useful. So I would love to bring her home and make my mom proud and finally earn my pony.
Is a pony a...
Well, it's my noble steed, but I haven't quite worked my way up. I'm still mucking the stables, but soon, very soon, I will prove that I am worthy.
Okay. Well, one of our adventurers communicates in a very interesting way. So we're gonna pass off to Collette now and have you introduce Vash and describe a little bit about how Vash is going to interact with her friends.
So I play Vash, which she is a celestial warlock who worships the god of knowledge, Agma. She joined a sect of scholars that worship and seek knowledge and basically archive and preserve stories. But as a warlock, part of the pact that she gave is that she gave up her voice in order to gain the powers of a warlock and basically give her the power to archive all these stories. So, in short, she is mute, which is kind of ironic considering the beginning of the stream. Not anything related, but she traveled to the Moonshae Isles in search of basically recording stories and finding anything. And she doesn't shy away from any adventure because she gets to write her own story. And these two people who went missing had very interesting stories to tell and a bit of a selfish look. She wants to find them so she can grill them for stories.
Interesting. Very good. Enrique, do you want to tell us what Barandar is doing and why he's in with this group?
Sure. So he probably has no idea really what he's doing here, but Barandar is here visiting from the Sword Coast. He's on vacation because he just finished slaying a white dragon a few weeks ago, and he's feeling a little tired, and his best friend Bing kind of gets on his nerves a bit. So he left him in the Sword Coast and he decided to take a vacation to the Moonshaes. And while here, he heard there was some local trouble and he wants to see if he can, be part of a massive grand tale that he can tell Bing about when he gets home and shares it over an ale with him. So he's here looking for adventure and looking for stories to tell. And, Barandar has a bit of an unearned arrogance about him. He walks kind of like he's a bit too sure of himself, and that can usually get him into trouble. So let's see what happens.
Okay, very good. So you're certainly going to have some interesting things to tell, because what's going on here is nobody understands it. Nobody knows what's going on at all. So the process of unraveling, like, where is this mist coming from? Where are the shadows coming from? What's this howling disease? Where does that come from? There's a lot of things that are going on here that nobody understands. We're still trying to put together a lot of those clues. But we have one more member of our party. And Teos, would you like to introduce Green Fist?
Sure. Green Fist is a wood elf monk. This is all a giant misunderstanding. Green Fist was sure that he was going on like a vacation to some sort of druidy place and lots of plants. And there are a lot of plants, but it seems like maybe the person who sold him this travel package was perhaps not the most trustworthy fellow. And so now I found myself thrust into adventure, and so it goes. But yeah, Green Fist is an eco-warrior, criminal background, but for all the right reasons. And any mention of Zentarum, oh, that's not true. That couldn't be possible. That would be a mistake.
Well, I'm sure that you booked your travel arrangements long before the shadow pandemic occurred. So all the things that you were told were probably correct at one time. This is a great place for druids, lots and lots of lush and verdant countryside. Unfortunately, a lot of it is corrupted by shadow right now, and it's turned kind of gray and gross. All right, so you guys are all together. You have responded to this call to follow along on the path that the expedition took. They are following up on some clues, and you're looking for these two individuals. There's one other thing that we need to figure out who is carrying. Other adventurers, like I said, they have been following up on other clues, and the journal belonging to the leader of the Nilo expedition was found, and its pages contain descriptions of where the group had gone on what times. So that would have been something that was given to you when you were assembled as a party and sent off to investigate Farview. Does anybody in particular feel like they should be the one carrying the journal, which is full of stories, which is kind of a hint?
I feel like that would be, yeah.
Me. I would be the one, Vosh would be the one to take the journal and kind of just parse through it, even while traveling, just like looking through the pages and just basically identifying in her head, underlining, highlighting pieces that would be useful.
Okay. One thing you notice about the journal is that some of the pages have been taken, it looked like they were ripped out and then sort of fastened back in. So, I guess what we have to say here is that the mending cantrip is really, really awesome. It's much better than Scotch tape, but you can tell that those pages have been like reassembled. So that's another interesting thing that you learn as you're sent off on your mission, is that they have been trying to leave clues, so to let others know where they are and what they're doing. All right, but you guys march across the countryside, and as you are going, you notice that this beautiful, picturesque farm country has slowly been changing as you walk. It's been going from rich and green to sort of gray and dryish. And this is unusual because we're in the middle of summer right now. You expect everything to be full of life. And the more you walk, the more you realize that the landscape is changing in a way that doesn't feel natural, and it doesn't feel right, and it feels kind of creepy. And as you continue going, you know that Farview isn't very much further, but you're starting to feel like a depressive kind of sense. that the change in the countryside as you're going, as you're walking down the path and you're making your way to Farview, it's really starting to affect you. At first, it was just a little bit of niggling thing, and now it's just getting more and more dominant, and there are lots of little things that are wrong. You don't hear the sounds of birds the way that you expect to. When you walk on the road, the sound of your footfall seems like it's louder than it should be. Everything is contributing. The rattle of the wind through the dry grass. It just sounds so wrong for the season right now. It's all starting to build up. And I'd like each one of you to start by rolling a D10 for me. Actually, first, I want you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw. Are you guys afraid of wisdom saving throws?
Oh, no. Miss got a 13 on that and can give guidance to anyone who feels really poorly about their wisdom.
You believe in all of your friends.
I do. I just met you, but you're all great. And I'm pretty sure it should be greener here, Green Fist, so...
Okay.
Sorry.
So Miss did pretty good. All right. Anybody else want to confess to what they rolled?
So Barandar rolled a 20.
Yeah, so this is all kind of, it's creepy, but you're still cool about it because you turn around, you go a couple more hours back the way you came, maybe back to green stuff. It'll be all right. No big deal.
I could tell that
Green
this
Fist has
is
a 15.
15? Okay, you're doing all right.
I got a 19.
Okay, Vash is doing all right.
4.
Now it's time for you to roll that D10.
You want to add the D4? It's not.
I don't think it's gonna help. Yeah, I'm happy to. Let's see what happens here. 5.
5. Okay. So when Mist gives guidance, what does that look like?
When Mist gives guidance, goes up with this newly acquired amulet of the devout, which proves devoutness to Lord. And it's like, I really have faith in your ability to sort this out.
Look at that. That's so awesome.
Yes. I can do this. This is fine.
So was 5 your roll after you added the guidance?
Oh, with guidance, that's an 7.
A 7.
5 was the D10 roll.
5 was the D10 roll. Okay. So even though you've just been kind of cheered up by Mist, and I have to admit that was really adorable. Even though you've been cheered up, you're kind of starting to look at these people who are around you, and you don't really know them. They're, what are their true motives? What's really going on with them? Why are they here? You gain a temporary flaw of paranoia. Your wisdom saving throws and ability checks gain the following flaw. At disadvantage on your wisdom saving throws and ability checks, and you gain the flaw, everyone's out to get me. All right.
I'll just I'll reach out and very gallantly shake Mist's hand, but hold on for like a split second too long and narrow my eyes. Okay, yeah. No, that's very kind of you.
Just here to help. We're on perfectly legitimate business.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Well, as you guys, so Graham, is it okay if I pull an Erik and ask you to make sure that everybody can see the Farview map? Oh, thank you so much. You're my new best friend. All right, so this is a cool map of Farview, and you are approaching from the east, working your way kind of westish, sort of a little bit to the south, and you've trudged over all right through a bunch of fields that look like a combination of sort of drought and some kind of, I don't know, like some sort of ashy, dry dust that's covering the crops. It's all crunchy and weird, and everything looks kind of dark and just not It's not summer. It very clearly doesn't feel like summer, but it doesn't feel like any of the other seasons either. But as you walk through these fields, you come across the town of Farview, and your first view of it is coming from the east. So you're looking to the west, and you notice that the road continues forward, and there are very obviously some big pits that have been dug in the road. It's as they approach the city gate, this is not normal. You don't normally have big pits that like a cart or a horse would stumble into. It's just weird. There's a gate. There are some people who appear to be visible behind the gate, but around the city, everything that you can see on that eastern side of the city, there's a bunch of spikes that build up in like a palisade around the town, and they're all pointed outward. But you can also see places where it looks like they've been trampled or broken down, as if something has tried to clamber over them. So now we get, so while we've talked a little bit about your characters and who they are and their motivations, now we want to talk about what you look like. So as we're approaching, there's people behind that gate, and they're looking out and they're watching you. But what do they see? What do your characters look like? Let's go ahead and we'll start with our paranoid, our paranoid friend.
Edwina is short in stature for the typical human, about 5'4", 5'5", with very dark tan skin and very pale straw-colored hair that she's currently pulled over the chainmail that she's wearing over her shoulder and is fidgeting with it very nervously. There's this massive glaive that is strapped across her back, and she looks exceedingly uncomfortable, wearing what I consider to be the colors of my people, this very beautiful armor that is a hand-me-down, but nobody has to know that. Hero's heart, it doesn't matter if it's new. And just kind of trailing behind the group, because I don't want any of these people walking behind me. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. And who's right in front of you?
I think that Green Fist is right in front of me.
Green Fist, what do you look like as you're approaching? What's your body language look like?
I look very confused. I have a fantastic physique, mocha skin, and this long sort of light brown hair that is woven into a long braid. I'm wearing sort of like monk, like judo martial arts practice shorts, and then I just have a sort of sash around me, and I've got little like flowers in my hair, and I would normally look pretty peaceful, but I'm clearly trying to maintain my composure as I take this tattered parchment and I kind of try to reconcile this town before me with what I saw in the brochure from the travel agent. And this is not what I thought I was getting, is what I'm muttering. This is it's like the opposite of what I was told, man. I don't.
So who's traveling to your left or your right or in front of you?
I think that I'm looking over the top of Mist's head.
All right, Mist, what do you look like? What's your body language? How are you approaching this town? What do these the people behind the gate see when they look out and watch you walking toward them?
Mist is very intimidating, coming in at a solid 2.5 feet tall. Wearing dark purple robes, and if he pulled back his helm a little, you would see that he's actually got what looks to be a very small dragon skull atop his head as some sort of helmet, and quite possibly the largest mace you've ever seen a kobold wielding. I think if Edwina was wielding it, it would look very normally proportioned, though. And has, a backpack with a bedroll, is all packed up like the best little scout, and even has a medicine bag because, what if my friends get hurt and I've just met them? It's fine. And Mist himself is a very, if you could, look optimistic looking kobold with like a deep yellowish bronze skin going on. It's just, wants to be very cheerful and friendly, but when he grins, it's just all teeth.
And who's closest to you? On your left or your right or in front of you?
I believe that Barandar is right in front of me.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep my distance from that mace because I don't think you can wield that thing properly. I don't trust your mace wielding skills. But
I don't know why not. It's fine.
Stay away from me, Kobold. Don't hit me with that thing and don't hurt yourself. So Barandar is kind of, he's got this undeserved arrogant swagger about him. He's dressed in chainmail. He's got a reddish beard that's kind of patchy because it got burnt recently with a necklace of fireballs that accidentally burnt him on an adventure with his friend, and his hair is kind of patchy too, and he's trying to get over that, and he's kind of like looking at this like the scene before him, and he's kind of like he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he's like sighing at this thing and saying, here we go again. And was I the last one?
We got one more. And the talk in the taverns is that Bing knew that the necklace was faulty.
Great.
And let you carry it anyway.
Yeah, that's why I left. He's
got to be next to you.
He's got to do some penance. I believe Vash might be next.
Mm-hmm. So Vash, you're out front. You're the one who is leading our group into Farview. Farview does not look like the friendliest place ever. What kind of expression is on your face? How do you look, and what are the guards going to see and notice about you?
I think Vash is supposed to be kind of I would just say very nondescript. Okay. She has slightly tannish, like olive skin. Her hair is kind of like longish with like a black with like a tinge of blue on them. She is pretty tall for a human. Going at a whopping 5'11". So I would say just quite the tall one. I think one of the things that stands out most about her is that she has a book in her arm, walking as she's just looking and just be able to like walk with just ignoring most obstacles. And the journal that she was given for the party is actually stuck in this giant book with a smaller book there, kind of like in a weird folio set, like it's a folio, just looking with little pen stuck right on top of the thing. And she just wears like very simple like cloth, almost like layers of cloth armor with like a sash on top. Just more of like a harness, just to another layer of clothing.
Okay. So as you approach the gates, they open, they part. They're big wooden plank gates, and they part just a little bit, and the face of what appears to be just a normal person, but you can see that he's holding a spear. This face pokes out and says, "What do you want?" He's clearly confused by the different by the fact that everybody's got these different sort of different facial expressions, and he doesn't really see what it is that you are as a group.
I have a reservation, man.
This green feast confusion. We're seeking respite.
Yeah,
Your best inn? We don't have any inns. There's no respite here.
King bed? Or if not, what about, there's some missing people we're looking for.
Oh, nobody's been here in a long time.
Well, maybe if you clean up the place, like, dude, look at this.
Young man, you.
Do you need a blessing from a holy person?
Blessing? And at this,
you look to be troubled.
We're all troubled.
I'm trying my best to peer up over the fence in vain.
You've come to help? You've come to help, is that right? Is that what I hear?
If help is what you need, we can attempt to provide such thing.
As soon as you say if help is what you need, the doors begin to swing open. And behind you see the rest of the town of Farview. And if the outside looked somewhat unwelcoming, the inside doesn't look a whole lot better. Most of the houses, most of the buildings appear to have been damaged in some way or another. Some of them are completely boarded up or abandoned. Others look like they've been repaired with the pieces that were ripped off of other buildings. It's definitely not a place where you're going to find that 5-star hotel. You're going to be real lucky if this is, you're going to be real lucky if you get continental breakfast.
White bread and sliced cheese, okay? White bread and sliced cheese.
I don't even know about the white bread. So yeah, it's this place is in some serious trouble. And the people who are walking around, because you do see some people, they do not appear to be particularly happy. They're not moving very fast. They look like they're kind of worn down. And as you walk through the gate, there are 3 people. There are 3, 2 men and a woman, 2 men and a woman, who are manning the gates, and they all have these like makeshift weapons with them. So we have like they're carrying like spears and shovels and picks. Nothing that looks particularly professional, but they're holding them as if they've been using them like weapons for quite some time. And they lead you to a large, long building that is by far the biggest and the one in the best condition in the whole village. Once you get there, this is the Thames Lodge, and they tell you as they usher you in that Thane Vasta is the one you need to speak with to offer assistance. The lodge is like one big room inside. It's 60 feet long and 20 feet wide. The walls, just like most of the other buildings here, are made of wood. The roof is thatched. All the buildings have thatched roofs, the ones that still have roofs, that is. And it's kind of a low peak. So on the edges, it's not, mist is fine. It's a palace to mist. But for the rest of you, it's gonna be hard for you to stand up at the very corners of the building, but toward the center, it's about 15 feet tall. It is dark and it is musty in here. It's as if there have been lots of people in this room. Lots of shadow for a Twilight Cleric. It's as if there have been lots of people in this room for a long time. It's got that well-occupied kind of feel to it. And at the far end, so you enter at one of the short ends, and you have to walk the whole length, about 50 feet, before you can approach the Thane. On either side of you, there are tables, and there are more villagers there. Their eyes are all dark. They're hunched over. If they have a mug in front of them, they're hunched over it. Some of them are simply sitting together in small groups and whispering. But as you walk down this long aisle, down the center of the Thane's Lodge, all eyes are upon you. Everybody is watching as you walk. And you hear whispers as they talk to one another. You hear things like, "They're so bright." And you hear things like, "Are they here to help?" And you hear other comments like, "They're not like the others." As you approach the Thane, she is, I think we have a picture. Graham, can we show the picture? Yeah.
As we're walking through here, Edwina is kind of very nervously looking from side to side, like, "Hey, don't kill us, it's fine. Everything's fine, nobody freak out." I'm not freaking out, it's fine, everything's gonna be great. It's cool, it's very cool.
That's a really good time for you to roll a perception check.
Okay. It's better than a 4. That's an 18.
18. All right. So these people, while they look edgy, you don't get the impression that they are going to move very fast or very quick. They seem like they're pretty well settled in. They're not they're not sort of edging for a fight or anything like that. They're just really, really keeping an eye on you guys. And
is everybody here a human?
Yes, most of them here. Well, I say yes and then most. Most of them are humans. They look to mostly be of Northland stock. So but there is a mix of races. So you see some diversity, but not a whole lot.
Do I see any dwarves?
Do you see a dwarf?
Yeah.
Yes, you see one dwarf off in the corner.
With all of the weirdness going on here, does the magic of the place feel off?
So tell me how you wanna determine that. Do you want to make an Arcana check? Do you want to make a perception? Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to make an Arcana check because as a follower of Mistra, that's kind of one of the things that I secretly hear.
Okay.
So I'm not good at Arcana, but I got a 0, everybody.
That's great.
Feels right.
That's awesome. Yeah. You don't get the impression that there's anything specifically magical going on here.
I actually rolled 2 zeros. I just want everybody to know.
It's impressive.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well done, Kobold.
I just checked the magic out.
Overtly magical strikes you. You can't when you look back on your magical.
Something feels, I don't know, but it's not the magic. I checked.
I want to go walk up to that dwarf that I saw.
Okay. So the rest of the party is kind of moving forward toward the Thane. You want to kind of branch off and go talk to somebody?
Yeah, I'm going to go talk to the dwarf.
Go talk to the dwarf? Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell him, is it a male dwarf, female dwarf? What?
Male dwarf.
Male dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to speak in dwarvish.
Okay.
Kind of like a grunt.
You're grunting in dwarvish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Things here seem like they're a few hairs short of a beard. What's going on?
So are you, how are you approaching him? Is this more like a, kind of camaraderie sort of thing, or is it?
Oh, no. I am.
This is more bluster?
I like to pretend I'm in charge.
I see. Okay. So he's got a mug in front of him, and you can see that this mug, whatever's in it is not a frothy beverage. Whatever's in it, it might even be water.
So that's my next question. What the hell are you drinking, man?
He looks up at you and he says, "Are you here to make better beer?"
You've never heard of Barandar drunk beard, I take it.
He just kind of looks at you and he says, "Where did you come from?" Also in Dwarvish.
Well, the mountains deep below the earth. Is he a hill dwarf or a mountain dwarf?
Hill dwarf.
The mountains deep below the earth where a mud miner like you has never visited, and probably never will.
He kind of narrows his eyes and he brings his mug up to his lips and he takes a swig and he's just watching you right now. All right, so the rest of you are continuing to walk toward the Thane. Is that okay that one of your friends is kind of peeled off?
Should we be worried? I'm not worried at all. I don't want to cause alarm, but should we be worried that he's I don't know. I'm not in charge here. I could be in charge, but I'm not. But I could be.
People
no, Edwina, I think he's just making friends.
Here? Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Everyone is deserving of friendship and help, and this is totally fine. Vash, you have that notebook, right? This should be an in and out, in and out.
I kind of like do this. I like wave my hands in front of myself just to like signal like calm down to Edwina. Just
oh, I'm good. I'm hero. First in my name, or that's not the right order. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's okay.
Just do the like. She just keeps on doing this to signal that just. It's,
You're right.
But also as Vash was walking towards, she was quickly looking through one. It's like a weird like triple tasking where she was like writing notes of like the area, but in addition also like quickly like going through the journal to see if there's anything that signals that the area, or like anything that was recorded about like what was going on in the in this village, or like any idea of like this village in the journal?
Saren's journal stops at a previous location. So she doesn't have any other notes in here about intending to come to Farview or anything else about this surrounding area. But she does detail her own progression, like leaving the Earl's castle and making their way across the moors. But nothing that points you to Farview or indicates that she was considering it. All right, so as you approach the Thames throne, you see that it appears to be a big, sturdy wooden chair that is covered with skins. The fur on the skins is a mixture of like grays and dark browns with some kind of spotches and streaks of white. The Thane sits on her throne. She is a female human champion. But you can see as she's leaning forward that one of her arms has been amputated slightly below the elbow. You can tell it's an amputation because there's a very definitive cap, a metal cap over the end of that limb. She appears to be about maybe in her 40s, but she's got this really haggard look, as if she's been carrying a lot of burden and a lot of worries. And as you approach, you can see that the tables that are lining both sides of the lodge, where before it was just like villagers sitting around, now it's like villagers, and there are piles of documents and open books. And those piles get deeper and deeper and deeper as you move your way closer to where the Thane is. And as you approach, she calls out to you and says, "Are you help? And if so, who sent you?"
So I'm going to look at my party members.
You're still over by your dwarven friend, unless you want to walk over and join him.
Oh, well, I guess I hear her and I'll walk over.
Sure. Okay.
So yes, we're definitely here to help. That's what we're here to do. We were sent. Well, that's a mixed bag. I don't want to speak for anybody else. But I am looking for Saren. Oh no, I gotta start over. That's the wrong. I'll get this. Edwina, Rayler, first of my name, future knight. Yes, we're here to help for sure.
As you speak, and you've got this natural enthusiasm and this nervousness tempered a little bit by that paranoia, she looks at you, and she's got this really questioning expression on her face, as if it's been a long time since she's seen anybody happy. It's just, she looks like she's a little surprised. Does anybody else want to say anything to the Thane?
Have you seen Lynette? Do you know Lynette? Did she pass this way? What happened here? I know that was a lot of questions all at once, and I'm sorry about that, but she's got me really worked up because she's really upset.
She looks at Mist, and she begins to nod, and she looks at the rest of you, and she says, "If you are indeed help for our village, I will answer your questions."
We can be.
The Thane. So her name is, she introduces herself and says her name is Vasta. They call her Vasta, Vasta the Strong, because she was known for both a strong character and a strong body. She's tall, she's got muscles. Doesn't seem like she's been really slowed down very much by that missing arm. But she also has this look about her of somebody who is whose strength is ebbing due to inactivity. She tells you that while that waves of shadow creatures have begun to assail her town, and that it is all that they can do to defend themselves, which is why they are so eager for help to arrive. They have the problem with the shadow creatures started about 10 days ago. Sometimes they arrive in the day, sometimes they arrive in the night, And she gestures out into her hall and says, well, in our periods of rest, we gather here and we talk about what to do next. And then she points at the tables where there's all the documents and books and says, but as you can see, we are running out of options. She points out some of the defenses that you've already seen. She tells you that they have erected a palisade, that there are stakes that they've surrounded the village with. She said they've blocked all of the gates. They've dug pits for the shadow creatures to slow them down, but it doesn't matter. They keep coming. They keep coming on a strange schedule. They can't tell when. And when they do, they take villagers. They take them away. And everybody, she gestures out to her hall. She says, everybody here has lost someone.
Oh, do you mean like they take them away on like a special tour experience?
No.
She kind of stares at you and says, there is no tour. They are simply gone. No tour.
Okay.
She tells you that the only other person that they have seen who came in at all after these attacks began is a woman who is just very, very difficult to talk to. They call her the Mad Woman. They don't know where she came from. She wandered into town, but she's the only visitor that has arrived in the last 2 weeks. 10-day. She does mention also that their local druid named Sheehan passed through, but that Sheehan was, the thing kind of just dismisses it. She says, Sheehan was babbling something about her religion. I don't understand it. I don't care about it. She wasn't going to help us, so she moved on.
So I step forward and I ask, where has this woman been appearing?
She sort of gestures back out toward the center of the village and said, we usually find her in the village square. We try to feed her, but she's clearly distressed.
And is there a pattern to the kidnappings?
She shakes her head and looks around and says, we have all lost someone one time or another. There's no pattern, there's no rhyme, there's no reason.
What are these what's the point? Like, why are these shadow creatures like taking people, man? Like, that seems just like a really bad thing to do. I mean, really.
She says, we have no idea. When you entered my hall, I thought perhaps you brought answers.
Yeah, no, we've got questions though.
We can get answers.
Meal. Is there a buffet?
No, shh, you're being very insensitive.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I think Green Fist needs to stop with the pipe weed.
So when you mention food, sort of everybody in the hall shifts a little bit. And the Thane tells you, don't make light of the food. We are running low on all of our provisions. None of the fields can be harvested. Our crops die. We spend our strength trying to defend the village. We can't try to harvest anything.
All right, well, we gotta fix this up so you can become a prime tourist destination again. That's clear, man. So, like, what can we do to help?
As far as helping, she turns it back to you and says, what can you offer? We need so much that there is no one thing that I could ask for that would fix our problems.
I mean, you look like you got a good build going on, but I think you personally need like an exercise routine and a little moisturizer. That's what I'm thinking. Because the leader, right? It all stems from the leader. That's what I've heard. I mean, that's what, my master. No, I'm getting like bad signs from my friends, like stop talking. So I'm just gonna be quiet right now.
Green Fist. Let me do the talking.
Oh, goodness, Green Fist, this is not the time for that.
I take a few steps towards the woman,
mm-hmm.
and I tell her, I have a proposition for you, woman.
Mm-hmm.
Vasta.
Yes.
Strong Vasta, silent Vash.
We will find your missing villagers. We will destroy these shadow creatures, and you will feed us in exchange.
Oh.
Or if you could sign something that says that we're heroes, that would also go a long way. Something, if you have a notary or, anything of that nature. Oh, Mister, are you a notary?
No. I think we're asking a bit much of a village that's a little beleaguered. Maybe just, some straw to lay our head on while we wait on these things to show up, so we can kill them, so that they can go to wherever they are and steal their food, and we all have a feast together.
But is it better if we stay here? Do they come from a certain place? Should we go to them? You know what I'm saying? Like you take the fight to them and they don't expect it. So it's
but they don't.
Yeah.
But that, Miss Lady Vasta, do you know where they come, or do you just know that they do come?
They come
from whence? From.
She waves you off don't worry about the grammar. She says they attack from different sides. Sometimes it will be a coordinated attack where they approach the village from different directions. They have typically left by going out on the seaside and working their way south, but everyone who has tried to follow them also disappeared. Nobody returned.
So I think we set up an ambush.
So this conversation actually looks like it's tiring everybody. That this is perhaps the most lively that they've been in quite some time. So she kind of leans back in her chair and says, I'm sure that you know your business. You will be able to tell how best you can help. Why don't you talk to some of the villagers? Talk to our guards. Talk to those who are working on the defenses, and see if you have talents that can help our village.
The defenses, like the sticks out in front of the gate, they're great. They're great and definitely very helpful looking.
Well, it's time for
were you intimidated? Did they tell you?
Yes.
They were much taller than me.
Good.
Not because of the sticks, but because we might be murdered at any minute. But that's what heroes do. Heroes don't mind being murdered or something.
I could take a couple of laps, because I use around this times and I do my run, so I could just run around the perimeter a couple of times and pretty fast and just see get the vibe of the place, right? Report back. Is that cool?
At this talk of running, it's like everybody in the hall just sort of breathes this sigh of exhaustion. They can't imagine moving fast or moving fast a lot. It's just too much.
Can I make a check, or can you tell me if this feeling of exhaustion that is weighing down everybody, if there's something more to it, or is it just that they're tired of defending and tired of are they physically tired, or is it mental? Can I pick up on that?
Yeah. So so you pick the skill that you want to use based on the type of information you want to get. If you want to judge their general health, give me a medicine check. If you want to kind of figure out what their motivations are, that's insight. You want to do general perception just to notice anything that's odd or out of place. I mean, you already know that their exhaustion is notable. You want to investigate and try and figure out what's behind it. You tell me, how do you want to approach it?
Yeah, so I want to look at, so let me look at them physically and see if I see signs of if maybe they're not eating enough, maybe they're stuck in here and they're malnourished and tired and physically exhausted. So maybe a medicine check.
Medicine check. Go ahead and roll your d20 and tell me what you get.
Approximately how many people are there in total?
That is an excellent question, and that is not a number that I know off the top of my head. So I'm going to say that right now there's about 200 people.
Way more than I can feed. Got it.
Yes.
My wonderful medical skills come into play, and I roll a 7.
Wow. So you guys,
doctors are heroes.
I'm a cleric, but not that kind.
So as you're looking at them and you're trying to get sort of a read on where does this kind of weariness come from, the obvious things that stick out at you are they just generally look like they've been going for a long time, like they haven't had a break in a while. And they do look gaunt and kind of grayish, as if they're not getting good, nutritious food. But they've got these hollows under their eyes, or dark circles under their eyes, like they're not sleeping well.
And look at Vasta. Her cheeks are all sunk, and she looks like my mom when she's trying to chase after the 18 of us.
Should we go outside and where there's less people? We're really outnumbered in here, and maybe we could go outside where we can see people.
The perimeter.
Yes. Yeah.
I just do like my finger up, and I walk up to Vasta, and with my book, I cast first off message to talk to her. So as a cantrip, that's one of my spells. I'd ask her, can I touch her hand for a second? And then just like rip the piece of the paper and I send it off to her. And as message, she'll just hear it in her head, which is really off, might be kind of surprising, but it's the only way I can communicate.
So when your voice first appears in her head, she leans back in her throne and like in a reactive gesture, she pushes her hands out as if she's, trying to distance herself from you. So, but your words are just like, can I touch your hand, or can I give you something?
Yeah, it's just like, can I just basically touch her hands for essentially? Because
she looks around and she's like, okay, she's trying to figure out, like, did everybody hear this voice in her head, the same voice that she heard? And everybody's just all watching this interaction. So she kind of like pulls herself up a little bit, and you can tell this is hard because she's really got this look about her as if she's been in that chair bearing these burdens for a long time. But she nods just once curtly, and she holds out her hand, palm up toward you.
So what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to use one of my Eldritch invocations, which is Gaze of Two Minds. So essentially, I just touch her hand, and I touch a willing humanoid, and I perceive through their senses. I just want to see what they're feeling. Essentially what they're feeling medically, like in terms of what their exhaustion is it kind of just like a fatigue, or just what they're feeling.
So do you just get like emotions and impressions from this, or do you get like active thoughts?
It simply says perceives through its senses until the end of your next turn.
So you feel what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. This is pretty awesome. And I want you to take inspiration, because you're going to get a whole lot of information by communicating with the Thane this way. So over the course of the next few moments, you get a rush of feeling from Thane Vasta, and her eyes are open wide. Does the subject of this magic, they know what's going on? How does it feel to them?
I think it would feel more like an intrusion in their mind. It's just be like, oh, is someone else there? But it's very much like a link, as if like, it's literally just, if I touch them, it's kind of that intrusion. They're like, I know someone is there with me, as I see through what they're feeling.
Does she get any impression back from you?
Yeah.
Does she get any impression back from you? Like, do your feelings, are they apparent to her as well?
No, it's very, like what Miss was saying. It's very kind of like a more empathetic link towards them.
You get a rush of feelings, but they're weird because they feel like, it feels like there should be a whole lot there, but it's all kind of tamped down, as if you're seeing it through some kind of filter. She's worried because her people are disappearing. She already told you that part. She's hungry. She's tired. Her bones ache. She's anxious. She's fearful. There's a little tiny glimmer of hope that she's seeing what might be the answer to all their trouble. But probably the thing that is most notable and most shocking is that her impression of the five of you is as if you are outlined with some kind of glow. You look different than everybody else here. You're somehow more vibrant and brighter and more alive than anybody else that she sees. And then the connection is broken.
And for everyone else, it's literally just me, Vosh, essentially, just when that connection happens, it's just like, her eyes glaze over, and then like she just kind of just like leans her head back and through the whole time. So it looks kind of weird to everyone, especially the village people who's never seen this before. But as soon as
you guys know she could do this? No. Okay.
And it just like hits them back into it, and just Vosh just kind of like shakes her head, just like it like she comes back to her own body, like as like if it was like a out of an astral projected sense, and she just is back and just like shakes her head and just like stands up and just nod and just like does a little head nod towards the Thane as like a thank you for the essential intrusion.
The Thane, she nods. Vesta nods at you, and then with a gesture, she tells you you're dismissed. Okay, so you guys walk back out of the Thames Lodge.
Before we leave, I want to, as we're kind of turning, I'm going to turn back to Vasta, and I don't know, I can't be discreet. I'm not going to try, but I am going to very congenially hand over all of my rations, because that's what a knight would do. And I am going to say, I don't know, you seem really worn out. Do you like jokes? Would that make you feel better? I can't do anything about the bones, but if I can put a smile on your face, that would certainly go a long way to get this co-signed that I'm doing a good job.
Okay. Her face is completely serious as you're asking if she wants to hear a joke, and she just very slowly shakes her head.
Yeah, it's not a good one. You're right. It's not. You're right. Okay, enjoy the food, and I'm gonna just scoot out.
Don't think it's a good time for jokes.
Well, I don't know. People usually like jokes when they're in a bad mood. I like jokes when I'm in a bad mood. I don't know.
They're in a sad mood.
As you exit, you hear her call someone named Marrowfist. Oh, did you have something to say?
Yeah. So before we walk out, I want to walk up to her, and walk up to the Thane, and my bond is to protect those who cannot protect themselves. And I am going to lean into that, because my ideal is sincerity, and there's no good in pretending to be something I'm not. And I'm going to tell the Thane, I'm going to say, Thane, I apologize for my demeanor earlier, but, well, I'm not very familiar with my companions here yet, quite. Well, regardless, I won't speak for them, but I'll speak for myself. It seems like you are all in quite a bit of a mess here, and I promise to you that I shall honor you with my help, and I will attempt to solve your problems. And all I ask for in exchange is a bit of food and a song from a bard written in my name. Barandar.
She says, we have no bard, but if you can indeed help, you will always be honored in our hearts.
Just write down some words and we'll pass them to a bard. It's okay.
Perhaps I'll write down the words and your bard can sing them for me.
Sure.
Oh.
Do you think Greenfist is still running in circles outside? Should we go check on him?
We should go check the perimeter.
So as you walk out, you hear the Thane call to someone named Marrowfist, and she did thank you when you handed her your rations. She did nod and offer her thanks wordlessly, but she calls for someone named Marrowfist, and she hands the rations off, and you can hear her say, "Distribute these among the hungry." So as you walk out, they're all hungry. They're all hungry.
Everybody.
No, it's rough. It's hard to see.
No,
all right, Greenfist.
Not you.
So hungry.
Okay, you've done a couple of laps by now.
Yeah.
All right. So what you see in the village is no better than what you guys saw as a group. It's got the wall, the palisade has holes in it in different places. Villagers are sort of half-heartedly trying to patch those up. You can see on the western side of the village that there is a rocky shore, and there are some docks that appear to be in poor repair. There's a half-sunk boat that's still tied to the dock, even though it's not going anywhere. But what you have noticed is that there is the mad woman that the Thanes spoke of is indeed in the village green, and you can and you guys can stop and talk to her if you wish.
I do wish.
Okay.
Hello, I've heard about you, but I did not catch your name.
This
I'm
woman,
gonna like gently tug at her skirts or everything in case she didn't see me down here.
well, she's sitting on the ground.
Oh,
She's kind of hunched over and her knees are drawn up, and she's rocking back and forth in a very, very classic, very obvious traumatized motion. And she is muttering to herself. She is muttering the same words over and over again, and she barely recognizes when you tug on her skirts. She keeps saying over and over again, my home, my thoughts, my love, my task, my home, my thoughts, my love, my task. And it's over and over and over again.
Does she appear very frightened?
She appears to be completely withdrawn within herself.
I would like to reach out, offer her a berry, a token of peace.
Okay.
And then try to see if she'll allow me to do a medicine check.
Okay. Hold on a second. While you're deciding what to do, Edwina, I think I'd like you to go ahead and make a perception check, and I want you to make that one with advantage.
Oh, okay. Oh, better. Perception 21.
Wow, that's a lot. That's like 3 or 4 of your the group's other roles all put together.
More than all of them. Everything combined.
There is something deeply familiar about the way this woman is dressed. Her clothes are rags right now. They are filthy. She's dirty. She's covered in like sandy, gritty ash. So it's affecting your perception of what like her actual coloration is. Her hair is filthy. It's matted. It's greasy. It's in clumps against her head. Her face is dirty. Her eyes are closed. But you can tell she's an elf, and she looks to be one of the sisters.
I will drop to a knee immediately, so I'm basically the same height as Mist at this point, and kind of bow my head in reverence. Sister, I know you don't recognize me. I'm not a somebody yet, but I'm almost a knight. I'm gonna fix this. I promise. It's gonna be fine. It's okay. You know what? You keep doing. I knew I recognized that mantra from somewhere. Mine is hero's heart. I like to say that over and over when I'm kind of, in a weird headspace. Miss, can you do? Are you doing some, God stuff for her?
I'm trying. So you do the medicine check then.
Medicine check? Yeah, go ahead. Make your medicine check. And
I got a 20.
That's pretty awesome. So with your medicine check, she looks like she's probably suffering from dehydration, and looks like she's probably not been eating very well. But whatever she's kind of in, and whatever she's kind of experiencing right now, a lot of that's in her head. Right? So you get, with this combination of her behaviors and with your really great medicine check, you get the feeling like she has withdrawn.
I want to offer her sanctuary and tell her that I can put her somewhere safe so that she can get a good night of rest. if she's willing.
Okay. And you're just saying those words, or do you have something like a way that you want to put it? Okay.
Oh, I have a way.
Okay.
I am totally down to cast my Lemon's tiny hut as a ritual and allow whomever in this village needs some peace.
Can I convey this again in Sylvan? Like as Mist is talking, I'm repeating it in Sylvan just to,
I know Elvish.
That'll crack the...
If you said she was Elvish, I'll totally switch to Elvish.
Just like that. So with that switch in language back over to Elvish, it's like you kind of jog her out of that repetition that she was stuck in, and she immediately starts looking around, and she gets a very frantic kind of look on her face, and she starts.
I can help with this. Hey, chill, cool. I'm here. Watch my fingers. Yeah, you're coming out of it. It's all right. Safe space. It's all good.
You can't just say safe space and it makes the space safe. Like that's not how that works.
It's the finger thing. It gives you focus. It's like, yeah, we're here. You know. Hey, think of a type of rock. Now think of a bird.
No.
What's the color of the bird? What?
No, we think of Mistra.
Well, whatever makes you feel better. Are you okay? Do you, I don't know if you know my mom or what happened? Why are you here?
Do you need sanctuary?
So she goes from that deep withdrawal.
Elvish, still Elvish.
Still the Elvish. She goes from the deep
Fist, do you know Elvish?
To,
Sorry, I was wondering if Green Fist knows Elvish.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
It's a very, Elvish would be, really good language for you to know.
You are an elf, are you?
When you first approached her, were you speaking Elvish or were you speaking in common?
I was common at first, and then when Edwina said that she was one of, her people, I was like, oh, Elvish.
I'm a human, by the way, so.
I don't know.
I do come from the elves, so yeah, you're right.
It really, she's filthy and her clothes are rags right now, but you get this really strong impression that a picture of her in health and in good condition, she's a lot like the sisters. So we go from she's all by herself and in her own little world to you've jogged her out of that introspection, and now you're surrounding her and everybody's talking in Elvish at one time. She's a little bit freaked out. Okay. Yeah. We hear the offer of sanctuary. We hear the stones. Look at my fingers. We hear like the very excited and happy babble. At this point, Vash is probably the one person that she really wants to talk to, because she's a little overwhelmed. But hey, Barandar, if you want to hop in here and say something to her too, everybody else is doing it.
No, what I really want to ask is, I want to look over at Edwina. I'm sorry, did I just butcher that? And I want to say, is she your sister?
Well,
I heard you call her sister.
Yes, it's sisterhood is not determined by biology. That's something I live. That's one of my codes. I have many codes. And one of them is that we look after our own. And so she is technically a sister, although she's not my sister, but it's kind of like this thing we share, kind of like the vibes or the rocks or the finger.
It's like a clan.
Green Fist is onto it. Yeah, that's the word. Yes. My sister, not really. Why do you ask?
No offense, but if she's your sister, she needs our help. If she's a clan member, then more so.
Clans have to stick together. Anyways.
Well, yes. Well,
I don't know how to do anything about the sand. Do we have like a like a cloth, or do you have like a instant bath? I'm not so much with the magic. I know some of you. Do you have anything like that, like an insta bath?
Listen, I'm not fond of bringing up
instant death and instant life. That's all I've got.
Okay, let's avoid those for now. But that might come in handy.
I got something. I don't know. It's crazy, but it might help. It's I got some vegan jerky that I was sold by the travel agent.
So grapes?
Oh.
Raisins.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of stringy.
Yes.
But yeah, it's all natural, and I bet like that would be really helpful. Just kind of get you flowing again.
Okay. So are we hitting a good point for everybody to take a quick break?
Sure.
Yep. I'm gonna
Okay.
I'm gonna drop this tiny hut for whomever in the village needs it, and we're just gonna take a break.
All right.
Turkey.
So what I hear are that you guys have a whole lot of ideas on specifically how you think you can reach this one individual, but you have some ideas too on how you can reach the rest of them. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to do a quick montage of the results of these efforts that you're making, and then we'll move on to the next part of our module. All right.
All right.
In a couple minutes, everybody.
80s montage. And we're back.
Excellent, thank you. We are back, and a lot of stuff happened while we were on break. First of all, you guys have so many really great ideas on how to help, in particular, this one poor, distressed woman that you find in the village square. So with the combination of some of the spells you've expended, you're casting tiny huts, you're coaching her on her breathing, you're giving her food and water, you're addressing her spiritual needs, her need for safety. Once you get her in the hut, that really breaks through. She's got these like two modes where she's rocking back and forth and muttering those things that she needs. And the other mode is where she's scanning around and looking for the shadows. But once you get her in the hut, she's got this feeling of safety, and you are able to begin whittling away at these defenses she's built around herself. And you find out that this is indeed Saren Nilo, the leader of the expedition that you were sent to find. One of the other things that you find out as you are helping her recover is that she has been under a great deal of stress, that the area she's been exploring, this part of the island, is deeply affected by shadow, and that she needs some anchor points to help bring her back to herself. She's exposed to the shadow for too long. You are able to search the village and find those things that she needs. When she arrived, she was already in bad shape and all of her possessions have been scattered. But by pulling back some of these personal effects, you are able to help her calm down, reconnect to who she is. And by nourishing both her body and her soul, you bring her back to a point where she can communicate with you, and she's once again energized and ready to go back to her original mission. She tells you that she and Lyneth arrived in the village. She can't tell you how long ago that was because they were both, she was pretty out of it. Lyneth, they split up, and that Lyneth had a different mission, but that Saren was supposed to retrieve a particular artifact that is not far away. It is called the Queen's Tear, and if you can go with her, you can retrieve it, and then not only will you have achieved part of your goal, which is to find out what happened to the expedition, but you will then also be able to assist her in completing that mission. So you'll find out what happened to the expedition and help her complete that mission. So if you are willing, you've already made a promise to the Thane that you're going to help out the village. But Saren very strongly urges you that the village can't be helped by itself, that there is a bigger problem that we have to address first. And she's willing to talk with you a little bit to try to convince you of what that is. But now you need to decide whether your decision to help the Thane, if you want to stay in the village to do that, or if you want to follow Saren now that she has regained some of her memories and her conviction and her dedication.
I mean, I think I'm gonna try to talk to Thane Basta, and Mist would want to let her know that we're not going back on our promise, but like we can go for a short-term solution here, or like a long-term solution. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I don't know. You've been suffering so much, and I don't want you to suffer ever again. So long-term, if you're okay with us going for a little bit.
When you make this speech to her, she really doesn't have very much of a reaction one way or another. She just says, "We will continue as we did before you arrived. Our village will not have to feed the mad woman, and that will give us a bit more to share."
I'll lead the hut. if you want to get the
A couple more
children
hours
some
on the
sleep.
hike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a nap time in, you know.
All right. So are you okay with continuing on with Saren and getting a debrief on her mission and going to find the Queen's Tear? All right. So Saren's a little weak because she's been in a tough spot for a while, but food and water help a whole lot, and she's able to travel with you. She can sketch out a very rough map of the area and where you need to go to get the Queen's Tear. You're going to have to go to another spot on the coast, climb up, basically up a cliff to a druidic circle that was at one point another religious location, but she is not sure what the state of it will be right now. As you walk, it's going to take you a little while to get there. As you walk, she fills you in on a little bit more of their mission. So her expedition was sent to find the source of the shadow, and that led them first across the moors and into an underground labyrinth. From there, they traveled to Breezel Marsh, and from there, clues led them into Farview. She said once they arrived in Farview, exploring in this area revealed that the deepened corruption was due to the corruption of Aaron. Aaron is the unicorn protector of the Moonshaes. He is an agent of the Earthmother. And she explains to you that everything that's going on here, one thing that she knows, she says she can't explain everything, that there's so much more going on. But she and Lyneth split up. That Lyneth was going to do some scouting and some reconnaissance, and that Saren was supposed to go to hold on a second, let me grab the name. The Shrine of the Earthmother and retrieve the Queen's Tear. Knowing that the unicorn is corrupted, they need a powerful artifact to battle that corruption and try to restore the land to the health it once knew. However, once she got close, she started suffering from the effects of the shadow around. And she tells you, this place isn't where it used to be. And she gestures around and says, this isn't normal. This isn't the way the country should be. This is the encroachment of the Shadowfell. Our country, our island is slipping into the Shadowfell. We can't stop this. Everything that's happening in Farview, that will happen everywhere else. We can't stop that here. We can't stop that anywhere. We need to stop that with the unicorn. We need to stop that with Aaron.
I think we gotta stop this because you can't get a refund. Sorry, I couldn't hold my joke much longer.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel corrupted too by this bad tour, so let's do this.
Moving right along.
I'm shaking my head.
She's going to do a tale of everything that's been happening and everything that's been going on, all of the things. Once she sees, once she sees that you have her notebook, her journal, she gets very excited and she asks if she can have it back, and she begins jotting some notes in it to complete some of her journey. After her journal was lost, she's able to fill in some additional details. And once she can do this while she's walking, just like you can read while you're walking. And as she's doing this, once she has brought her notes up to date, she closes up her journal and she hands it back to you and says that you have been a wonderful steward of it so far, and would you continue to hold it for her? All right, they take you up, she takes you up to a shrine. This shrine is on the edge of a cliff and it is surrounded by lightning. There are clouds and lightning is striking. However, as she approaches, she's able to utter words that are words of the Earthmother, and calm the lightning for a moment so that your party can approach the circle and fetch the Queen's Tear. Now, the Queen's Tear is a crescent-shaped gemstone. thought by some to be the tears of an ancient Lich King. You could see the light that shed from this gem before you even approached the shrine. Once you retrieve it, she passes it around the party and tells each one of you to hold it. And when you do, this oppressive feeling that you felt since you started walking into the area that's affected by shadow, it temporarily lifts while you hold the Queen's Tear. And Edwina, when you hold it, that feeling of paranoia that you've been experiencing melts away from you. And once again, you are back to being your normal self. That is the power of the Queen's Tear. It can lift that corruption. We need to use this, she tells you. We need to hold this against Aaron. We need to touch him with this stone so that he too can be cleansed of the corruption of the shadow. And with that, you begin your approach to the moon well where you will find Aaron. She tells you that there is that he will be located, that Lyneth had gone to scout ahead at a moon well that's known as the Heartwell. It is, can we bring up the Heartwell map? All right. As you talk, you're given a choice of 3 different ways that you can approach. And Saren she's kind of tired. You know, she's fatigued from all the things that she's been experiencing. She tells you that there's really 3 ways to get there from here. You can either, from a decision point in the forest as you're taking paths, you can either veer to the right and take a prominent game trail that arrives at the Heartwell from the northwest. It's a longer route overall, but you can travel more quickly once you reach the game trail because it's very well established and allow you to move quickly. You can also go south to the Heartwell by zigzagging and jumping from path to path in the forest. This gives you the shortest overall distance, but the travel will be slower the entire way and you'll arrive from due north. You can also veer to your left and take a hunting trail going south to get to the Heartwell. You will have to cut through the forest and you'll arrive from the northeast. This hunting trail will be fast and easy, but the final leg of the journey is going to be slower. So you'll have it's a combination of the 2. You can either go fast the whole way, you can go a short but take a longer route, you can go sort of a shorter route that's kind of zigzaggy and slow, or you can go fast for a little while and then cut over in a slow part to reach the Heartwell.
Oh, zigzag, man. I think that's part of the tour, actually, the zigzag trail.
Zigzag. So when you open up your brochure, you can...
Serpentine.
All right, well, very good.
I think there's a zip line on here, too. I'm really excited for that.
I don't like heights.
Oh, they're not tall heights. They're like medium tall.
That's very tall for me.
Yes. I agree with the kobold.
That never happens.
Okay, so have we got the map of the Heartwell up yet? Can we see that? Can I do that? Can I make that visible? This is so exciting. I'm using technology. All right. Let's see. Sorry, guys, you're watching me stare at my screen. Hold on. Wait, I had it just a little while ago.
Is it not what we're currently looking at?
It's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking. I'm looking for the Moonwell. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it changed for the players, but not for me. Got it. Okay. So if we take a look at the map, let's talk about this in a bigger way so that you guys can strategize a little bit about how you want to approach. You're going to arrive from due north. So you guys are coming essentially where you are right now. This is pretty good. I'm going to move you into a little bit more of a group.
I just want to make sure I got this. So there's going to be like a unicorn here? Is that what we're... We got to touch it with this stone that you've got, so we got to get you to the stone. All right, yeah.
Question, is Saren coming all the way with us, or is it kind of a, you got this, and she's hanging back because she's very tired? Yeah.
I mean, if a little healing is what she needs to go all the way with this, I'm down.
That might be okay. She's all right for right now, but you get the impression that if this got into a fight, she might not be able to help out a whole lot. But she's able to keep up at your your swift walking pace to get there as well as you can. You can't go too fast because you're doing the zigzag.
Yes.
All right, so you arrive, and what you see. So this place is the name of this particular moonwell. Do you guys know what the moonwells are? No.
Yes, I've been in a moonwell.
Okay, they are pools of water that have a deep connection to the Earthmother. The Earthmother is the patron goddess of the Moonshae Isles. The Moonshae Isles are, in a sense, her body. And through the moonwells, her druids can communicate with her and sense her will and receive her blessings. There are moonwells spread throughout all of the isles in the Moonshaes. There's and each one of them typically would have at least one druid that tended the moonwell. Was, in a sense, its protector and its guardian, but also someone who kind of monitored it, kept it healthy, continued to renew that connection to the Earthmother, keeping the moonwell strong. Each one of them has different characteristics, and what's special and unique about the Heartwell is that it is built sort of into a natural decline with a cliff face, and that cliff face is embedded with these beautiful reddish crystals. So when the moon shines on them, it glows with a pinkish tinge, and and from that it got its nickname, the Heartwell. So
way more than Mist knows about moonwells.
But Saren can tell you a whole lot. So you're approaching from the north. The ground is slowly getting lower and lower. And once it hits its lowest point, that cliff will be behind you. You'll be looking up at it, and that's where you'll see those reddish gems. However, what you see as you approach is that the moonwell is not the clear, glowing water that you expected.
I did not.
That's not it. Everything you've seen as you marched into Farview, that corruption in the trees and the plants and the grass and the very earth. As you approach Farview, it's even worse here. The trees are coated in like a dark, grayish slime. All of the leaves have rotted off of them. The smell of the air is one of not that sort of rich, peaty, kind of loamish, growing earth. It's moldy, and it kind of burns your nose a little bit as you breathe in. It's a horrible, creepy place. It doesn't feel right, and it doesn't feel good. Your skin crawls. There's mist between the trees, and when it touches your skin, it's cold and it's clammy, and it makes you feel like something is touching you. It's not just mist. It's something with substance that's touching your. Yeah, I know. Is mist creeping out? It gets under your scales. Yeah, it's horrible stuff.
I definitely want to cast light on my glaive as we're walking, because this feels real gross, and I don't.
That didn't
like
work
it.
last time. That didn't work. What I know about moonwells is that you come here and they're disgusting and gross, and then you climb into it and you fight a shape changer and you rescue a woman who's connected to the ground.
Well, it's a unicorn this time, so maybe it's different.
Translations.
I'm still gonna try.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, try. Yes.
Casting light. Okay, so you know how to cast light. You've done this a million times before, but it almost like this is just second nature magic for you. It's it's a signature thing. You just light, and there your glaive glows. It feels like when you first make that connection and touch your inner magic and begin to illuminate your glaive, you get this feeling that it's like there's resistance. It's harder to do than you feel like it should be. And the area of the glow, it feels like the shadow is pressing in on it. And you kind of want to cast light again and make it a little
during my
bit
recital. No, come on.
No, Edwina, it's okay. This happened last time. I got this thing. I'm going to use my Eyes of Night, and I'm going to share my dark vision with everyone that's not Green Fist, because he's got elven eyes. You can see everything already.
Everybody has dark vision except for one person?
everyone has dark vision out to 300 feet, except for
that Twilight Cleric.
Yeah, so all of you who have dark vision normally, you notice that your senses kind of extend, and where normally your dark vision would kind of cap off at like maybe 60 feet. Woo! You've got serious range. Who's our human who does not have dark vision?
That was Edwina. Definitely has.
Oh, so explain to us the mind-blowing experience of having dark vision that lets you see forever.
I mean, so I misspoke earlier. Edwina is human in appearance, is technically an Aasimar. So has some experience. Has some experience.
I don't have dark vision. I'm just
you do now. You do now.
But has definitely never seen in the dark this far ever. Would love to start looking for this pony.
If it's anywhere around, you're gonna see it.
This is like a hell pony. It's not going to be what you expect. And Sarah makes it absolutely clear. When she hears you say pony, she's like, whoa, 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 whoa. This is not a pony. This is a majestic unicorn.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. And she tries to bring it down into terms that make you understand the seriousness of what's going on.
So, nightmare pony.
I kind of lean into the kobold and I'm like, you need to teach me that trick, kobold, when we're done here.
And you've got a buddy to go back to in Farview and get him some real beer.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. You just gotta pray to Mistra and abandon your gods.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay. Well. Okay. It's not gonna happen.
All right.
Good chat.
So. All right. So Vash is the one who's experiencing dark vision for the first time, and your communication method is going to be a little bit different than everybody else's. What does dark vision mean to you?
I think, well, first off, it's interesting. I would say Vash's other senses have been just improved because of just like she's always been have to be more in tune with the other ones. But obviously, as a human, she's never seen in the dark ever. So kind of like seeing, it's like seeing way more, and especially like way more than anyone with usual dark vision. It's kind of like, it's like when you wipe your glasses when they're dirty and you see everything in existence. That's that feeling of like, oh my gosh, I can see.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I can see everything, which is like something fascinating to her. And it's just, she makes a little note in her book is like, this is how it is to see. Next to also, mind you, kind of the description of the unicorn and like the hell pony, just like, hell pony, question mark.
Saren just, she looks back down at your paper and she just nods, just yes, hell pony. All right, so what you see in front of you, you guys can be wherever you want to be on the map, but you're approaching essentially from north being the top of the map, working your way to the bottom of the map, which would be south. What you see is this huge tree at the base of that. All right, so what we're gonna say is you got some rocky area up here. It goes down to a like a rocky sort of shore, and then at the edge of that shore is a huge tree. The tree appears to be leafless. It looks dead, but it's actually moving. It's moving to shift a person in its grasp. And I want you guys, with your magical, awesome, amazing dark vision, give me all some perception checks.
We have advantage on that because of our magical, awesome vision.
You know what? That dark vision is a great thing to share. So yes, I'm going to give you advantage on that because of your amazing dark vision that you have gifted to all of your friends.
I'm going to use my guidance from, or inspiration from chat. Is that like a D6?
Yeah, you have advantage already.
You already have
okay. All right, then I'll hold on to it.
Okay. So wow, Green Fist got a great perception check.
Elven eyes already. Didn't need my help.
I rolled a 23 and I tell the kobold, you really have to show me that trick when we're done.
She's got to show that trick to everybody. All right, so you guys have some pretty amazing perception rolls there.
Nice. 22 and then a 5.
But because you have advantage, it's a 22 that's going to win. All right, so what you see, Mist, you recognize the person who's being held in the tree.
My lady!
It's Lynette. She's held in the tree. Saren recognizes her too. So the two of you have a moment where first there's shock, where you see that there's a figure being held in the tree, and then there's the horror of recognition when you see who it is. And you're going to share another moment in a second when you see what the unicorn does. All along the shore, there are dead bodies. They're I should say inert bodies, but you're pretty sure they're dead because they are covered in a liquid that is most likely blood. This looks, just from their rough appearance of their clothing, they look a lot like the villagers that you met in Farview. It's possible that you found where they go.
Barandar, we need to fight this tree. It's hurting people.
The tree is holding Lynette.
I am jumping to conclusions, as normal.
The unicorn is striding across the shore, and he is stabbing the people on the shore with his horn.
It's the tree. The tree has my lady. It's the tree.
Hey, no, bad pony. Stop that right now.
Look like the picture of the pony I've got.
I underlined the hell pony in my thing, just underline and put like a sad, like an angry face.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry.
To it.
That's a good call, Vaj. Hell pony, I'm talking to you. Quit stabbing.
I'm not done yet. Do you want to start yelling, or do you want to find out what else is there?
Find out what else is there.
Oh, as soon as I see the pony stabbing, I'm gonna start yelling.
Okay. All right. So you, I guess that's rolling initiative.
Oh, I wanted to see what else was there. Actually, I don't. I was trying to attack the tree. Who am I kidding?
You have to save whoever is there.
This is great.
Yet unstabbed.
You guys are suitably motivated. You're gonna go down there and you're gonna straighten some stuff out.
Can I use my chat inspiration on my initiative roll? Is that allowed?
Sure.
Heck yes.
Makes everything more awesome.
Thanks, chat. Oh well, thanks for
I'm using my vigilant
chat.
blessing on myself. So I'm gonna roll that again.
Right.
I like that one much better. I am now all out of special Twilight abilities. Just kidding.
All right, let's go ahead and get. All right. Run our encounter. Guys, just go ahead. I'm going to have to assign you some letters to keep everybody in order.
Oh, that's quite a hell pony.
It is quite a pony. All right, so Edwina
got a 15.
15, got it. That's A. And Barandar, what's yours?
9.
9. Speed of cleric, fantastic. C is going to be Vash.
7. 18. Something.
18. All right. And D. All right. Ginny. Oh, sorry, Mist.
It's the 21 because I used my special thing.
Special roll. And Green Fist.
22.
22. All right.
These white hot initiative rolls.
Holy moly. All right.
That's no unicorn. It's a horny nightmare. And I'm going to destroy it.
All right. We start off with Green Fist. So you are. Let's not run this quite as amazingly tactical as perhaps we could. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put. Ooh, shoot! I got to move a couple of tokens. So you are. If I look correctly here on the map, I've got you a little bit toward the back. Is that right?
Green Fist is, yeah.
Okay. So you see our unicorn. You also see. Yeah, we need. Who are you? There we go. All right, and near the tree. All right, so what you see on the shore is we've got our unicorn off to one side. We've got our big tree in the center. And, oh, do I have to? All right, do you guys see 4 tokens that aren't you?
I see
3.
2.
2.
Oh, plus the unicorn.
4.
I
Oh,
see
4,
it.
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, I see.
Tree,
the
pony, token.
Tree. All right, so we've got our big tree. Off to one side is our unicorn. Near the tree is a wizened, ugly female creature with skin the color of like moss and dirt and white stringy hair, and she has she has a little campfire, and she's holding a stick, and the stick has some things on it, and she's calling out what appears apparently to Lyneth, asking if she'd like some smears. They're quite delicious when they're crispy. Then you also see a sort of shadowy creature off to the side. Breakfast, what do you want? How do you want to approach this? You're the first one who gets to act.
Yeah, this all looks terrible. Somebody else has the item for the unicorn, so the unicorn. Don't forget to touch the unicorn with the thing.
Who's got the thing?
Oh, sorry,
Who's
voice. Don't forget the unicorn thing touch, man. And then I don't like the look of the gray-skinned woman who is skewering stuff. That's no bueno. So I easily am gonna move up around to her because I'm a wood elf monk, so I'm gonna jog around and get there.
Sure.
And then I'm gonna commence the sequence of punching because she does not seem cool. So I've got this spear that I twirl around me in a dizzying array, and then I hope that it will connect as I will attack her with it. Let's see how this goes. Space here. All right, so I'm going to attack. That looks pretty tasty on the first attack, and I get 2 attacks, so I'm gonna do that again.
Holy moly. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Ooh, that's the yin and the yang, right? That's yin and yang, man.
Well, it's not 18 damage. Are you doing it two-handed or one?
Yeah, I guess it'd be one-handed. It's 7 damage. Why did I add it twice?
I don't know.
Huh. I don't know. But my damage should be wow, that's interesting. I have 2 different damage things in the let's just go with the well, it should be d6 plus 5.
So 7.
I believe. I don't know why the other part is there.
It rolls both
VTGs.
options.
Maybe the two-handed's the d8.
Yeah, just in case you announce that you're doing it two-handed, so you don't have to
Gotcha.
roll the damage again.
Yep. So I deal 7 magical damage to her, and then my second attack, unfortunately, just catches on a rock, and I kind of lose my balance momentarily. But then I'm going to spend a key point to flurry and lash out, kind of jump onto the spear and kind of use my legs to kick out.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Let's see how that goes. That looks tasty. That's
Wow.
10 bludgeoning damage as I connect. And then my second from the flurry is coming at her live. That is a 17 for 7 bludgeoning damage as I break into my full martial arts stance. And I assume I hit her in all that. And because I'm very afraid of whatever she's going to do with that meat skewer, assuming she's not dead, I'm going to try to stun her by spending another key point.
Whoa.
And that's a DC 14 Constitution save or be stunned until the end of the next turn.
All right.
And that finishes my attack sequence, and I go.
And
All right.
she totally fails. She is stunned.
Oh, excellent.
Holy moly. And now that you're close to her, you see that those are actually ears that she was roasting on her stick. And as you pummel her, she drops her stick, and you can see that she's got this momentary flash of annoyance on her face that you wrecked her snack. She's next, but she is stunned. Is that until your next turn or her next turn?
End of my next turn.
Your next turn. All right, so she is stunned. Next up is
That's what
Miss.
you get for being a carnivore, man.
All right. I'm gonna start with my bonus action. I'm going to cast spiritual weapon.
Okay.
And attack. Oh, sweet lord, yes, I crit. Attack the woman with the ears. Because while I don't have any ears, my friends do.
They need your ears.
I know.
All right, how many millions of points of damage are you doing?
I did 13 points of force damage.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to, as my regular old action, I'm gonna boop her with my heavy duty mace.
All right.
That's a 17
You have booped her successfully.
Oop, that's new.
for 4 additional bludgeoning. I got spooked. Boop. And then I'm gonna yell up to Lenneth as a free action. I'll save you, my lady. And I'm done.
Oh, that's so
Already
sweet.
done this once. Stop being in distress.
We have to stop meeting like this. Okay. Next up is going to be Edwina, and after Edwina, it will be Vash.
Okay. So Saren still has the stone, right? The
Yeah.
Queen's Tear.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to turn to her and say, okay, so I gotta get you over there, right? And I'm going to, okay, this is what heroes do, and use my action to summon my angel's wings. So there's just like this glittering light as these massive wings sprout from my back, and I want to action surge and use my movement so that I can get over to Saren and scoop her up, and I'm going to try to get her to this hell pony.
Wow, that's
So
pretty
that's
awesome.
my task for this round.
All right, Saren is not going to struggle or fight with you. She is, when she sees what you're doing, you know, she gives you a hug and she
You're
holds
her
on.
guardian angel.
Yeah. So go ahead.
I'm going to get that
and-
promotion yet.
All right, do you want to move yourself over to the hell pony?
Sure. Yeah, I will go to that hell pony.
When does Saren act?
I've got her acting in a little bit.
And I'm
Okay.
using this, my movement is my flying speed, so I don't want to touch down. I want to kind of be maybe 5 feet in the air above the hell pony.
So now
Maybe
he's
just out of stabbing range, possibly?
in stab range. Okay, he's pretty big. He's a large creature, so he's taking up a little bit more space than you would normally.
Mhm.
So hovering like 5 feet above is kind of like, you know, Saren, who you're holding onto, she's holding onto you. She'll be able to reach out
Mhm.
and like touch him maybe on the shoulder or the neck.
Okay, perfect.
That's about where you're going to be. All right,
Perfect.
awesome. Next up, so that was Edwina, and next up, we have Vash. How would you like to contribute to this very exciting scene we are building?
All right. I see Lyneth in the tree. And I'm not sure exactly what's going on with her and her being trapped in there, but my initial reaction is I'll just attack it. Maybe I'll let go. Not the greatest course of action, but maybe I'll try. So I will cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
Just probably kind of like maybe at the base of it, and not anywhere near the Lynette.
Yes,
just in
please,
case.
thank you. Thank you.
So I don't know if it did it twice. I don't know why it keeps on doing it twice.
You double clicked it.
My bad.
It's
So
all
I guess
right.
It's a 16.
16 hits.
So, and then I shall do a d10. Please stop doing that to me. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, 10.
Eldritch
Okay.
Blast.
Nice little 10.
Got it.
And I shoot. So when all the fighting gets down, I close up my book for once, my little folio, put it in my backpack. That I always like a tiny little backpack or bag I have. But I keep my quill out. I keep my little quill out. And then in a weird, wand style, I just go, and then I just shoot the Eldritch Blast coming out of like the tip part of the quill.
Nice.
Like a little wand.
Very nice. All right. Are you happy with where you are on the map, or do you want to
Yes.
move on? All right. So that's good for you for this turn. Okay. Then next up is the Hell Pony. Aaron the Unicorn is now suddenly his task has been interrupted, and he has 2 targets right next to him. He is going to strike out, but because you are in control of the position, Edwina, I'm going to allow you to say whether you are going to be what he can reach when he strikes, or whether you want to be oriented so that Saren is his target when he strikes out at you.
Oh, I'll absolutely take that hit.
I figured he's going to strike out at you with his hooves
Rude.
and with his horn.
Rude.
His, the horn that's crusted with gore from stabinating the poor villagers. All right, you grab some light. I know it's terrible. It's quite terrible. All right, the horn attack is going to miss you, as will the hooves.
My AC is
That's-
16,
Gotcha.
if you need that info.
I pulled it off your character
Oh,
sheet.
perfect.
I'm so sneaky that way.
It's all good.
All right, so he strikes out with his hooves and follows really quickly with his horn, but you are hovering in the air. Your position isn't fixed, and the shock of you suddenly appearing next to him and carrying another creature affects his judgment. He's not able to strike you.
I feel like I'm kind of jostling Saren a little too much, like, whoa, hold on, whoa, okay, hold on.
She fumbles the tear just a second, quickly grabs it again with both hands. All right, so that is, and he is going to hold his ground and continue to challenge you. Next up is Barandar.
Can you describe to me again what I'm seeing here in front of me?
Oh, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Okay, that guy right there,
Yeah.
that is a shadowy creature. 1 second. That looks like a humanoid.
Like a
However, it
Of
does.
shadows.
Yeah. Let me see if I can grab you a picture real quick. Or if Graham is on this, maybe he'll throw it up there for you. Yeah, there we go. Do you see it?
Just click
It's
it
got
to make it
kind of
bigger.
like shadowy tendrils and that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yes.
Oh, it does not
Humanoid
look
in
cute.
shape. Yeah, humanoid in shape.
Yeah.
But with writhing tendrils of shadow
Okay.
wrapping its body.
So I look around and I see that grayish creature's taken care of over there. The tree's being taken care of. The horny nightmare back there is taken care of. I'm gonna walk up to this shadowy tendril thing.
Okay.
Pull out my axe. Got my shield. This axe has kind of like a magical shimmer going on. I'm like, I wasn't planning on using you, but well, here we are.
Here we are.
And I walk over to the shadowy tendril thing and I'm gonna pop it twice.
All right. Give me some rolls.
Hope you're as good as they claimed you were. And I swing the axe.
Hope you didn't come from the same travel agency that
Right.
was using.
And let me see here. Hold on.
No
First
refunds on axes, man.
First time I use D&D Beyond. So where do I attack?
The thing
Oh, I
next
see.
to the attack. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Sorry about that.
That's fine. Ooh,
Okay.
And that's
One-handed or two?
It's one-handed.
Okay.
I don't know if it applied the +1 to the roll.
It did.
It does.
Does it?
That is a hit.
So 16 is a hit. Okay, so it does. I
And
can't
then
see.
10 damage.
My eyes are
Good.
shot. 10 damage. And then the second attack.
Whoa! Crit!
Whoa.
You are as good as they claimed.
For 9 damage.
Nice.
Wow, I rolled a 1 in that damage.
Yeah.
Terrible. All right. So 19 points of damage on both attacks.
Okay.
Dang.
All right. Wow. Are you happy with your position and everything you've done so far?
Yes.
All right. Moving along. The only other two creatures that need to act in this round are going to be the one you just attacked and the big tree. The one you attacked is not happy. I would like, actually, it would like you to make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
DC 14 Wisdom save.
Yeah.
No one ever accused me of being wise. I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9, and you don't happen to have anything else to add to it? Because
Only my bravado.
only your bravado. That's not going to get you up to the 14 you need. I would like you to please take 7 points of psychic damage.
Oof.
And now you are forced to make a weapon attack with that fancy axe of yours against a creature that the Alip chooses.
Great.
And it is choosing your friend Green Fist, who just pummeled the Night Hag.
Oh no.
So I would like you to go ahead and move yourself a little closer to Green Fist and swing at him.
Ugh.
Whoa, man. Hey. Harsh
Man, I don't-
feelings. I'm getting bad vibes.
Close your eyes, it won't hurt as much. Oh god. Oh no. Critical.
You crit him?
Yeah!
Amazing.
This time for good damage. 20 damage.
It's like you hate to see it, but you love to see it.
You're like, oh!
Wow.
Oh no.
Oh, but wasn't that a good hit?
Green Fist, how are you feeling?
Bad.
Oh no.
It's
I
like
feel like I just got hit by the tour guide. It's really good.
That's
It's
okay,
the
I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
it's the this is just a pinch. It's just a pinch.
This will only hurt a
I
whole
mean-
lot.
The only thing that I hope is that, he's so high he's not really feeling it. Otherwise,
No, I felt that. It's bad.
oh, I'm sorry, man. My bad.
It's the bad kind of pain, man.
After
It's
you
that
swing-
tendril thing.
Yeah, after you swing and connect, you realize, oh my gosh, you just hit your buddy.
Badly.
Yeah, and you hit him badly. You crit your friend, man. All right,
Ugh.
next up, that shadowy creature is going to actually move back a little bit. If I can get on the right layer. Sorry. Move back a little bit because it did not like getting beat up. And now it is the tree's turn. So one of its huge branches is wrapped around Lyneth. And you can see she's bleeding from multiple cuts. She's barely conscious. and it shifts a little bit, and she cries out once in pain as branches scrape against her skin. And it reaches out with another one of its huge branches, and it swings down at Mist. No, not Mist. Not Mist. Not the baby. Yes, Mist.
Was Mist?
No. Mist, you're going to get hit by one branch for 16 points of bludgeoning.
I have such a good AC as well. All right, 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
And at the end of our round, Sarah...
I told you this tree was up to no good. So I would like to let everyone know.
Bad tree. All right. Going back to Saren, she is going to take advantage of her position, hovering slightly above the ground, with angel wings behind her, holding her and supporting her, and she thrusts the Queen's Tear, I'm doing this right to the camera, thrusts it right toward Aaron and touches him on the neck. And Edwina, you notice when she does this that that's not the only gem that's there in the mane. It's by his neck. There's another one that's woven in. It's like his hair is sort of braided around it and trapping it, kind of like macrame, if you've ever. So there's another gem that's in his mane. She reaches out and she holds the Queen's Tear up against his neck. He thrashes in horror and pain. And as he does this, you can see as if like veins of light spread out against his skin, I guess his hair. You can see veins of light underneath his coat radiating out from where the gem touches him. And we are back to the top of round number 2. Let's see who we can crit this time. I know, right? And will it be
I've got a wish list.
Yeah.
It doesn't involve me this time.
All right, back up to the top. We're going to start with Green Fist, and next up will be our Night Hag friend.
Green Fist looks at Barandar and just goes, but continues to focus on this stunned critter. So I will attack with my spear twice. It's an 18. That's solid. Mm-hmm. And then my second attack, as I twirl the spear, another one. It's like I'm messing up my technique. This place, man, this travel, it's so rough. I need a soft bed. But I did deal 9 damage with that first hit. I will again spend a key point to flurry. And are you kidding me? Another one.
Wow.
And then my last kick. I'm gonna twirl on my staff.
There you go.
That is a 16 for 7 points of bludgeoning damage. Clearly out of sorts. She's still up.
Her AC, okay, so Flurry of Blows, that was a 16 to hit. Her AC is actually a 17. And right now, she looks about bloodied.
Okay. Then I will try to stun her. That's going to wipe out my key points. We're close to end. But I will try to force her to make another Constitution saving throw DC 14.
And once again, she fails it.
Right.
Taking these dice and I'm putting them in the microwave.
All right,
I
Paige.
recommend that.
I learned from the best.
Yes, there's someone in the environmental field.
Don't do that. All right, are you happy with your position and all the punching and spear shaking that you have done?
I don't like being next to Barandar, but otherwise, yes.
Okay.
What did I do?
Our friend the Night Hag, though, she is stunned. And that's about all she's going to do, just be stunned. Next up is Mist.
All right. So I have a spiritual weapon, but I'm gonna let it go to make. Okay, actually, let me try again. I'm gonna start by taking my action to cast my to present my holy symbol and summon the Sphere of Twilight Sanctuary around me. So there we go. Anyone who ends its turn in the sphere can either gain 1d6 plus 5 temporary hit points or end a charmed or frightened condition.
Okay, and that's, oh wow, that's awesome.
And then as my bonus action, I'm gonna cast a little healing word over on Green Fist for 4 whole points of healing.
All right.
Thank you. That's great. You know, I mean, if you want to like quintuple that though.
If you just want to stay close to me, you'll start to feel better temporarily.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Edwina, you're up next, and after that it'll be Vash.
So Saren is maintaining contact with the okay. I'm just gonna say, okay, don't die. I can only do one thing at a time and not that well. So I'm gonna set her down gently, and lift back up into the air.
Okay.
And I am going to.
Once you do this,
Oh.
you're no longer controlling her position.
Mm-hmm.
And the unicorn may attack her. Okay.
That's
Just
fair.
so you know.
Sister's gotta, she's gotta fend for herself. I am going to glance over, I guess, seeing there's still a person in a tree, and then the hag I can see is not moving.
You can also see my sanctuary. It kind of glitters.
Okay. Is it covering the person in the tree? Lemon?
30 feet up?
Okay. I'm gonna,
That was why I actually cast it. It was just a happy coincidence that I got the rest of you.
Amazing. I'm going to take off and head towards those branches to try to cut her free with my glaive.
So you're going to attack the branch that's holding her?
Yeah, I'm gonna just, with my wings, I'm gonna speed over, like, very nervously holding this glaive with both hands, like, we need a hero, and I'm that hero. And I'm gonna swing with that glaive twice at that branch that is holding Mist's friend.
The tree has an AC of 15.
That's a nat 20 for a 27 on the first one.
Wow.
And 18 on the second one.
Both of those will hit. What's your damage?
7, 11, 17, and 21 points of damage. Oh, I forgot to roll twice for the crit. 22 points of damage total with the glaive.
All right. The tree is still looking fine. But you do cut a big chunk into that particular branch. With the crit too, it's going to release its grip, and she can now move quite a bit more than she could before.
Perfect. Oh, it takes an additional 5 points of radiant damage because I am all angeled out right now.
Got it. Okay. That takes care of your movement and your action. Are you happy with where you are on the field?
I need to move myself towards this tree real quick. But yes, and then I'm all good.
All right, awesome. Next up is Vash.
All right. I am going to do multiple things. One.
It's muted.
What? Oh, am I good?
You're good.
Okay. Okay. I forgot. Since I'm level 5, I can actually shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at the same time. I'm gonna do it one at the hag and one at our shadow friend who is running away. So,
Gotcha.
So let me see. So the first one is going for the hag, and the second one, I believe it is a...
Yeah, the first one's a crit.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I can... My D&D Beyond is freaking out right now. Let me out. Let me out.
Ooh, freaking out. There's a hell pony.
There it is. It might not activate the crit on this one, so it might be a little bit...
You might have to do it 2 times, yeah. So is that 10 total?
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Total?
12.
2 from the other one. But the 2, you had 2 different targets, right?
Yeah.
So the 2 is on the Alep.
The 2 and the 6 go together for 8 points of damage.
Okay, got it. And that was to the hag, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the hag.
You got her.
Yeah. And
I believe the 4
goes on the Alep. Got it. Okay.
And the Alep, I can do one thing with that, which is one of my Eldritch invocations is Lance of Lethargy. So 1 crit shot I hit with an Eldritch Blast, its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the end of the next turn.
Nice.
So when it shoots, it's literally just like a lance of just like kind of like this energy that kind of it just penetrates through it and just like stays there, and it's like oof, it hurts.
Ooh. All right.
And then for my last thing, as a bonus action, another warlock thing is that I can heal 1d6. I can heal someone I can see within 60 feet. So Green Fist. I pull out my notebook again and quickly write something and just rip it out, and it disappears. And it arrives magically in Green Fist's hand. It just says healing on it. And it's 1d6, so instead of it being...
Is it a picture of a bandage?
Yeah, it's a picture of the bandage. It's just a, hopefully you're healed. And it will heal for 3.
All right.
All right.
Not much, but it's not much, but it's something.
The 2 of you together, Green Fist looks a little happier.
All right.
And I've spent all my valuable channel points to give Green Fist more inspiration.
All right, now it is our unicorn's turn. Are you happy with everything you've done, Vash? You're in the right spot? Okay, very good. So now it's going to be our unicorn's turn, and he is going to lash out at Saren. So this is going to be, I know, hooves and horn. The hooves are going to miss, and the horn is also going to miss. What is the ecologically sound way of
punishing your dice?
Punishing the dice.
Giving them to someone
give
else.
To someone else as a gift. It can be someone you hate.
I'm going to reduce so that someone else can reuse, and by that way we recycle. All right, so he strikes out, but Saren is able to continue holding that Queen's Tear, which is shedding this brilliant white light, which is cutting through the shadows and the darkness of the corrupted Heartwell, and she's holding it in front of her, and he's not able to look directly at it. So when he lashes out with his horn and with his hooves, he does not connect, and she continues to stay focused on holding it forward. All right, next up is Barandar.
Who did not give himself inspiration.
Right.
Stop hitting me and hit this hag thing, man.
The first thing I do is I look over at Green Fist and I tug on your rope belt and I say, "Down here! I promise that's not gonna happen again."
Great,
and
man. Cool.
And I swing around and I go hit the hag.
Okay.
And I'm gonna hit the hag twice.
She's got an AC of 17.
Okay.
Almost as good as mine.
Did that roll? Did that attack roll? Yes.
I see one roll for you. Are you using your inspiration now?
I'm gonna use my inspiration now and try to re-roll that.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah!
crit! This is like the night of crits. That's
All from
awesome.
Barandar.
That's a 15 on the hag.
All right.
15 damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna assume the hag is still up.
She's still up, but she's looking rough.
Okay, so I'm gonna take my second attack on the hag.
Okay.
Tell her that she looks pretty.
And I'm gonna
meanest thing
tell,
you could say.
and I'm gonna tell her I really like my new axe. I'm gonna swing it again at her.
14.
And that's a 14.
Ooh.
Mm.
No inspiration for this one, I take it?
No, that's it.
All right, so that one's not going to connect. Her AC is 17. All right, but still, you did a pretty good amount of damage, and she is still stunned. Are you happy with your position and everything you've done?
Yes.
Okay. Moving along, our Alep friend is not at all happy with Vash. So, what is he gonna do?
I'm sorry. Hold on. I have a question.
Sure.
If she is stunned, does my attack have advantage on her?
What's the ruling from the group? There's a bunch of dungeon masters here. I don't think so.
It's just dexterity and saving and strength saving throws, I believe.
Really? I'm pretty sure.
A stunned creature is incapacitated.
Yeah, I think
incapacitated can't take actions or reactions. So that's the main thing.
Okay.
They automatically against the creature have advantage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we go.
That is the third bullet point, Teos. Oh no.
Very good. All right. So so since you're hitting the hag, you already had a crit on that first one.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and roll one more time?
Yes, I'm gonna take my second, see if I have with the advantage, see if I hit.
Yeah.
Yes. I really like this axe.
That one's a hit.
I don't know why, but I imagine like Green Fist does that thing where you nudge their elbow to make them mess up a little bit, just as like retribution for that hit earlier.
All right, man, was I in your way? So sorry.
Oh, my bad.
And that is 11 additional points of damage. So a total of 26 points of damage.
She's looking quite bad.
Oh, I know she is.
Tell her she looks pretty, though. Ah,
looks pretty. All right, so our Alep is unhappy and does not like what Mist just did a little while. I'm sorry, not Mist. What Vash did a little while ago, and I would like Vash to attempt a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, let me see.
No.
Oh, very good.
Let's go.
All right. You can feel some pressure on your mind, trying to close your thoughts in and take control of your body temporarily, but you are able to shake it off.
Nice.
And finally, we have an angry tree who begins to squeeze Lyneth one more time and lashes out again. Who do you think the tree hates the most?
Probably Mist, because she's yelling, right? Or
Travel agent.
Yeah, the travel agent.
Exactly. It hates the travel agent. Actually, it hates all three of you who are closest to it.
Oh,
and
balls.
This time, one. Let's see if I can find my tree. Here's my tree. Where's my tree? One branch is going to swing out, and two roots rip out of the stone of the shore and strike out at you. Wow, these things have good reach. All right, so first attack is going to be against Edwina. So this is a branch. 17.
That'll do it.
That will hit you. Please take 16 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, hot dog. Okay.
Hot diggity dog.
That's
All right, and
smart.
A root is coming at Mist. Have you guys been getting your temporary hit points from being in Mist's?
Sorry, how many people ended their turn? Everyone.
Yeah, what's the amount?
So let's see. You know what? Those were all. Let's just go with 10, because I just rolled 3 of them that were basically 10. 10
Okay,
10.
everybody take 10. Everybody who's in the bubble, take 10.
Sweet.
Now,
They're temporary. They're temporaries.
Yeah, so they're going to soak first, but then it'll go back to your regular hit points.
Nice.
All right, so a grasping root going after Mist. Well, that's an 18. Your AC is a 19.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Root swings over your head, dropping little clods of earth on your on the top of your hood. And last one is going after Barandar.
Ghostlight Cleric and high AC. That's some cheese right there, Ginny.
Yeah. How about a 21 to hit you?
Oh, that's a hit.
That's a hit. This one. This time. Okay, until the grapple ends. You are grappled, Barandar.
Ooh.
And until the grapple ends, you will take 9 points of bludgeoning damage at the start of each of your turns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let go of me, you filthy tree.
So
and then at the end of your turns, hopefully you regain it.
All right.
As my sentinel reaction, I'm going to swing the glaive again at that branch. After it strikes out at Mist, I'm just gonna and swing again.
Excellent.
The tree's up to no good.
I'm gonna use my second chat inspiration. Thank you, because that was real bad. That was even worse. It's a 10 to hit.
A 10 does not.
You tried.
It's fine.
Okay, but it was a good swing. All right. Oh, we have a wild magic surge from the Feywild. All spells have a casting time of 1 bonus action.
Yeah! I got some spells to cast.
We're going to use this up. We are nearing the end of our stream time. And we have had a great rally. Lots of crits, some of them against ourselves, but a lot against the enemies. Saren needs to hold up that the Queen's Tear 2 more times. She gets 1 chance at the end of her turn, which she does, and she's able to touch Aaron. And once again, those silvery veins of light spread out over more of his body, and you can see that there is some sort of reaction occurring. She's got to do this 1 more time, but I want you guys to talk in a group how you are going to rally and give her the space she needs to do this 1 more time while you are holding off everybody else. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm stuck in a tree, so
What are you going to do from that tree?
Oh, I'm gonna pull a General Grievous with my axe and try to.
Okay. All right. So you're attacking the tree. What's everybody else doing?
Keeping my healing well going. I'm oh shoot, I can bonus action something that's not my I'm gonna bonus action a real big inflict wounds upcast against the hell pony.
Against the hell pony. Awesome. What else are you guys doing?
So that hell pony had like a bad gem in it too. Did we get that out?
It had another gem that was woven into
an action toll the dead.
Does that look like a bad gem?
You're not over there to see it. So you just see it like a little flash. You don't know if it's good or bad until we can get Aaron to stand still and you can examine his hell pony yourself.
All right, so then I won't worry about that since I can't quite see it. I would probably try to finish off the hag and try to get a attack on the tree and hope that I stun it. Just like one attack on the tree, the rest on the hag, and hope that that all magically adds up. That's the kind of way that Green Fist goes.
All right, so we've got Mist unleashing a huge amount of damage at Aaron.
Going up to inflict some wounds.
Totally.
And then you got a wisdom save for the Tolls of Dead.
Oh, it's an 11.
Yeah, so you take that. That's fine, I'm good. So you take 36 points of necrotic.
Wow.
Be gone, foul beast! Bring back, I don't know, the less foul beast.
All right, and go ahead and make some of those attack rolls and tell me if you're hitting or not. The Night Hag is an AC of 17, and the tree has an AC of 15.
Yep, everybody just roll all at once.
What are you? Yeah, Bash, what are you doing? And Barandar, go ahead and did you make your attack roll yet? Did you hit the tree?
I did not attack.
Go ahead. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm stuck there. I'm like, this sucks.
We do still get advantage on the hag for those attacking the hag, so I'll do my advantage.
Still stunned.
Still stunned. Hasn't been her turn yet.
Now I'm sorry. Do I get one attack or do I get my 2 attacks?
You get your whole turn.
Yeah, you're just held in place.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go use my second attack against the hag.
Ooh. Yeah, she's right there with you.
Which would come with advantage. I mean, the other one would come with advantage too, but no, it wouldn't. I'm sorry, the hag would, not the tree. So here's my first attack on the hag.
Oh, that's a
20. That's a hit. That's a 22. I'm gonna take the second one just in case I get a crit.
Okay.
The advantage. 26.
All right.
So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna cast Hunger of Hadar. So the hunger is back, just in a different way. So I do it in like a weird, I don't know if you can see this circle that I will draw, kind of. Let me see. It's like in a weird 20, like this 20.
Yeah, that's good.
Like that little, ignore the 2 dots that I made, but in that like 20-foot sphere.
Okay.
And anything that enters is in that 20-foot sphere takes 2d6 damage and are blinded. And then if they end their turn in that, it takes 2d6 acid damage.
Holy moly! All right. So you're making an area very unfriendly to the Alep. We had some other huge magic that got dropped. All right, we had you guys made a bunch of hits. You take down the hag with that last strike. As the hag crumbles, and your attention turns to both the Alep and to the tree, Saren reaches out with her fist and touches Aaron for the 3rd time. And when she does this, that white that was like the veins of white that were working their way through his coat, they completely take over, and the shadow is banished from him. The corruption that was controlling him bursts out in these globby, sticky balls of shadow. They fly everywhere, but the unicorn crumbles. The unicorn crumbles and lies on the rocky shore.
Spare the dying.
What's that?
Spare the dying.
The damage to Aaron, you give it a try. We've got our wild magic surge helping us amplify our spells. But the explosive nature of forcing the shadow from him severs his connection to the Earthmother, and he dies in the backlash. No. His allies at this point, so our tree it ceases its movement. Lineth slides out of its grasp. The Alep floats away. The hag is gone. you are able to rush to Lyneth. Saren rushes to her as well. She's bleeding and hurt, but she's going to be okay. Once you revive her a little bit, she tells you that Aaron was speaking to her telepathically, and the words in her mind that she can remember most clearly are the slain. He was trying to bend her to become another servant of the slain. She has no idea what that means, but she knew it could not be good if service to the slain was what turned Aaron into what he became. Lyneth and Saren will leave for Kaer Morhen as quickly as they can recover. They want to report what has gone on.
Sign my report card. Wait, no.
Oh, we have to go back to the village to feed them.
Back to the village. Let's see.
If the hell pony is down and gone forever, I'm gonna cut out a big lock of its hair where that gem is and take it with me to see if that's helpful.
All right.
Ask Lyneth for a bunch of good berries if she doesn't mind on her way out the door.
She's a little shaky, but she's able to help you out. She totally takes care of you. Okay, so that stone that was tied into his mane is actually a stone of good luck.
It didn't seem very lucky.
It helped him a
Bad
little bit.
advertising this whole trip.
Yeah, I'll take that with me and just be real sad. That was a good chance at a steed, and I missed it.
It was stabbed into the unicorn, and everybody knows touching the blood of a unicorn without asking it for permission first curses it. So it's now a stone of bad luck, or it was. It's not touching the blood.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, everybody does know that, right? That's common knowledge. Agma knows that, right, Bash?
Oh yeah.
I'm not making this up.
So
I might.
I'm like flipping through my notes and I'm like,
So before Saren and Lyneth leave, they hand you back what was at one point the Queen's Tear, which has now reformed itself into the shape of a crystal unicorn horn. And you receive the Crystal Horn of Aaron Story Award. Lyneth tells you that because of the loss of her unicorn, and will remain weakened until a new unicorn is born.
You were cutting out there. Can you repeat that?
That the Earthmother is weakened because her unicorn is dead. And if you remember, the Earthmother has a wolf pack. She has a unicorn. These are some of her defenders. With the loss of her unicorn, she's weakened, and she will remain weakened, making her even more vulnerable to this shadow that is affecting the Moonshae Isles. When you go back to Farview, you find that it is empty of all living creatures. All the townsfolk are gone, and no matter how much you look, you cannot find a reason or a clue on why they left or where they went.
I was gonna feed them good berries.
Someone owes me a drink.
Yeah, the beer was really bad. They had to go somewhere else. So,
I mean, on the upside, there are lots of beds now. You know, like, we need a place to stay.
All pallets.
So once again, the champions of the Moonshaes have done a great deed. And what that's going to lead to, what mysteries you have solved, but what new ones have been revealed, we will find out on future streams. So guys, give yourself a hand. You did great. That was fantastic. And
Got the unicorn horn.
Graham, I forgot to ask how we wrap this up. Did we just all like unplug our computers or something?
No, everybody tell us where you can find you online.
Yes,
Oh, that's
please.
Guys, where can we find you online?
Kick it off, Ginny.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This has been great. You can find me online on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, you know, all the things, at Ginny Loveday. That's Ginny, Loveday. And yeah, keep my stuff on the DMs going, I guess, if you want that. Teos.
you can find all about me at alphastream.org. From there, you can find me in all the different places, from the Twitters to the products that I have available. Thank you so much for having me on here, everybody. Give money to Jasper's Game Day. They're amazing.
Yes.
And I will kick it off to the person who just crit me in this game. Enrique, tell us where you can find you. Where can we be crit by you?
I'll crit the heck out of you at NewbieDM.com. You can also find me on Twitter at NewbieDM. And I have a few things in the DMs Guild. One of which I'm going to donate to Ghostlight RPGs, which is a spell template for Roll20 that we could have probably used tonight. So I'm going to remind me, and I'm going to send that over to you guys so you can add it to the game and use it if you want. Thank you for having me on. I had a blast, by the way, with everybody here. And I'll send that along to Bash.
All right.
Ash or Collette?
Collette.
You know, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I can be both. But you can find me mostly on Twitter. My first name, last name, COLLETTEQUACH. That's kind of the hub where you can find other stuff, which is usually just my website and links to the DMs Guild. I talk way more and way more garbage on my Twitter compared to Bash. So it's a fun time over there. And also, yes, like everyone said, donate to Jasper's Game Day. It is great. Whether you get a wild magic surge or not, donate them anyways. And I'll pass it on to our last player.
Kris.
That is me. My name is Kris. You can find me on Twitter at Kiss of Hemlock. I only have one DM's Guild title published. I do more actual play stuff. So you can find me. I'm a fixture at the Fayforge Academy, which is an actual play podcast that drops on Fridays, and it's so fun. You should join us. You can also catch me on Wednesday nights over on the Free Forge for Stay Alive, which is a post-apocalyptic kind of zombie Walking Dead-esque thing with a homebrew system by D&D, which is incredible. And we have 2 sessions left. It's getting really intense, and y'all should be there for the finale. But yeah, this was incredible. Thank you so much for inviting me and for being so awesome to play alongside. And yeah, to echo everybody, like Jasper's Game Day is doing a lot of really powerful things in our community, and they are filling a need that is desperately needed. So if you want to support people in a unique way, I would suggest donating, retweet their stuff, promote them, share, spread the word of the good stuff that they're doing.
Janine.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. You guys were great. I think everybody had at least one moment to shine. It was really neat to see all your character concepts come together and how you jumped in and became a team right away, and you raced to the needs of the people of Moray. It's fantastic. Wonderful.
Where can people find you, Janine?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm at my house.
Okay. You can just post your address.
Don't invite them there. No.
On the Baldwin Games Discord server?
Baldwin Games Discord server. Indeed.
Yeah,
it's been a lot.
Discord.gg/BMG. There you go.
All right.
You can talk Moonshaes there. Everybody's into it.
Everybody's so into the Moonshaes there. So many great things happening.
And thank you, Graham.
Yes, thank you, Graham.
Thank you,
You did a fantastic job wrangling this herd of cats.